I want you guys to marvel at what Dodge had to do to get this engine to fit under the hood of this Durango Hellcat. Dodge is probably one of the most craziest companies in the world. Now, this is not just any Dodge Durango, even though it looks like one. But when you walk closer and you see 6-piston brakes and this on the side, you know that this is not just any regular Durango. And this is the biggest kicker. Red key, which means you have all the power for this ridiculousness here. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. This is available for sale, so if you are in the market, be sure to reach out to them, let them know you saw the video. Let's check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features on this build. Now here's the spec of the Durango, and base price is $93,605, and some of the colors. And be sure to pause it. This is some of the standard equipment. And it does continue at the top. And the plus package is basically $6,000. And here's everything that's going to be added. Now notice how there's no gas guzzler tax. So that's probably another benefit for buying the Durango versus like the Charger or the Challenger. Destination is $1,595 with a total price of $101,200. And here's some of your warranty and Philly Commie numbers. I love performance vehicles. This right here is a true performance vehicle. I've modified cars in the past and I've always regretted it because whenever you add horsepower and torque to something that's not designed for more power, you're always going to start breaking things. That's what's so cool about this SUV. This thing has so much horsepower and torque that it almost feels unreal. But it doesn't stop there. The way that they build the engine, the transmission, the brakes, the suspension, it's a huge package deal. And that's very important. So I know that the price point of this thing seems high, and I'm gonna point out some things obviously that are gonna kind of make you feel like, man, is this really worth $100,000? But in my opinion, if you want something to go fast and you don't want to have to modify it outside of its factory specs, this is the perfect buy right now. So up front, they did refresh this, I think, back in 2021. I owned a 2018 Dodge Durango. It was a GT though, it wasn't nothing like this. But this does have LED headlights and accent lights. There's no fog lights on this build because you need as much air to go towards that engine. And I'll show it to you guys here in a second. But up front, you can see the Hellcat logo. And this is all functional up front here. I believe this has adaptive cruise control, so that's going to be the sensor for that. And then check out your front splitter too off to the side here. Great design. And then this hood is functional. You have the heat extractors here, hood scoop. Check out your wheel and tire setup. 20-inch wheels, and these are going to be Pirelli tires, either the Scorpion Zeros, all season. 295, 45, 20. And they do provide like a fabric material in the wheel wells here. Functional Bilstein shocks. They are very comfortable too. And then here are the mirrors, have that painted cap there. Smart key system on the front doors only. I would like for them to do both doors personally. That might not be too much to ask for 100 grand though, just saying. Love the paint too, has that sparkle to it. And then check out your wheel and tire out back. Hopefully you guys can see how wide 295 tires are. Now most guys who get these, 9 times out of 10 they'll probably put a 305 tire on to get a little bit wider. And I'm pretty sure this will fit pretty good. Chrome exhaust tips, and they do hide that hitch. Parking sensors out back, however they do not put one on the side here. LED tail lights. And let's go ahead and pop the rear hatch here. They do add some protection right there. And then just check out the overall design. It's really nice. There's a little bit of storage below here. And you guys can see a few other things. It's going to be for your funnel for your fuel tank. And a little cubby right there. Now these seats are not power. Again, me personally, I think these should be power. Just me personally. But just check out how much storage you have. If you do have these 2 seats down, is going to be a 4-passenger. So this is in total 6 passengers. Just check out some of your cup holders. Not a lot of stuff going on back here. No power plugs. And this is all hard plastic too. 12-volt plug there. But remember, this thing has 710 horsepower. Now on the tailgate, they are using incandescent bulbs. Those should be LED. And then check out the paint and the shade. This is a really nice SUV. I do like that the wheels are not all blacked out too. They add a nice flair to it overall. And I didn't point out on the other side, but you do have turn signals on the mirrors. And let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this beast. Now really quickly, I want you guys to marvel at what Dodge had to do to get this engine to fit under the hood of this Durango Hellcat. Like seriously, you could tell that there was a lot of engineering going on to get this thing to fit. And obviously the hood is a little bit more taller to give it more space, but this is a 2.3 liter supercharger, 6.2 liter V8, 710 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque. Made it to a 8-speed transmission. Now this is the 8HP 95. The HD trucks, like that one, if it's a gas truck, it would use a 8HP 75. So more torque handling going out in that transmission. And I think that this is one of the best engines of all time. Sounds great. Let's listen for it. So I think this is where Dodge Durango Hellcat kind of goes downhill for me. The dash was refreshed. Everything else was a carryover. So this door card does look cheap. A lot of hard plastic down below. The speaker grill could be nicely done. And even like these trim pieces, like they're just very cheap looking. Up here, looks like a rental car. But they did kind of restyle this a little bit. Seat memories are right there, but even on the side of the seat here, you can see there wasn't a lot of thought that went into this interior. Really nice seats, however. They do have that SRT logo right there. These headrests do tilt for you. And you do have a power steering column too, which is a really nice treatment. It does say supercharged down below here. They do add a little bit of leather right here to accent it, even around the air vents have a nice accent to them too. And I do like the steering wheel. It's very thick. You have those big paddle shifters, pretty much the same ones you've seen on the other Hellcats and SRT models. But yeah, the dash is nice. 10.1 inch screen there. And again, even this is kind of redone a little bit. But I just feel as though Dodge could have done a little bit more for the price point. Heated and ventilated seats, dual climate control. Your SRT pages are right there. Here are some of your controls. Now the camera, again, kind of low quality there. But I do like the Uconnect 5. Great setup up top here. If you want, you can actually turn on your heated and ventilated seats and steering wheel, or you can just do it outside of the screen too. They do provide 4 USBs down below. Wireless charger for your phone. A little bit of storage right there on the side. And then you have open cup holders. And this is pretty much just rewrapped from a regular Dodge Durango. 12-volt plug in this area. I do like how they did put the Velcro on both of these. But the dash, again, it has that rental car look to it. I'm just being honest. The ceiling does have that black appearance, and then here's the sunroof. Now the premium could dress up this interior more. If I ever get a chance, maybe I'll do a review on one if one comes available. But this interior just does not wow me. And they do give you some great information in this screen. I'll just go through it really quickly. You have like diagnostics. And let me just show you this. This kind of shows you some good information like your tire pressure, coolant temp. This is what Dodge is good at. showing you a lot of different things to monitor when you're driving or maybe doing some spirited driving. Intake air temp, love that. Shows you the engine torque, engine power is right there, air fuel ratio, boost pressure, and then intercooler coolant temp. And then back to the beginning there. Now let's hop over to the passenger side really quickly. On this side, 12-way seat, pretty much the same design here. And stepping in and out is really easy. 12-volt plug. Again, they finished this in Velcro. Nice leather wrap right there. However, look at this. They've restyled this back in 2019 for the Ram, and I think 2020 for the Jeeps. But they keep running with this with a $100,000 Durango. I just think they should redo that. But like, even this is all in hard plastic. This just feels like a rental car for the most part. And I'm not beating up on Dodge because again, this is a 710 horsepower SUV. So I think if they spent like another $5 grand to make this interior look a little bit nicer, I would be completely satisfied. Out back, you still get the red seats, has a nice design to it. There's no rear curtains back here. And this seat is all the way back. And I feel comfortable. The second row does recline. And they do provide armrests too, right here. Air vents, 2 USB type A's. And then you have a 115 volt power plug with heated seats back here as well. But yeah, these controls just look so cheap and outdated. Even like these lighting controls. This doesn't look good for a $100,000 SUV. So that's just my opinion. Apart from that, you just get a really capable SUV that can put a smile on your face every time you start it up. Let's take it for a quick drive. One thing I like about the Durango Hellcat is it does feel like a sports car. It feels agile, it's really quick on its feet. And you can kind of hear the supercharger inside of here too. But yeah, if you're just cruising down the highway like this, you don't know that you have 710 horsepower under the hood. But when you mash it, oh my, yeah, it's, you know when you hit it. It is so much fun to drive one of these. If you've never had a chance to own something like this, it is worth it. You just have to kind of get over the cheap interior. And it doesn't look cheap when you're facing forward. Like when you look at the screen, you have a big screen right here. You have heated and ventilated seats, dual climate control, tons of USBs, you know, wireless charger. You got the paddle shifters, which I would love to use. I'm going to use them. But yeah, it's such a good SUV. I just think that Dodge, because they brought it back, they should have maybe added a little bit more luxury to it. Because I don't know if I'd rather this or maybe even just getting a Obsidian Grand Wagoneer, because that high output inline 6 is pretty quick. Now again, it doesn't compete with this big displacement V8, but when you're looking at it on the practical perspective too, the fuel economy in this is gonna suck. I mean, I got on average anywhere between 9 and 11 mpg with my charger. Oh man, this is so nice. You can hear the supercharger whining a little bit. Like, even like the downshift right there, it's just nice. And let's just give it a little bit of a acceleration. About 3,000 RPMs. Here we go to 5,000. Oh man, the shifts have that nice like bark from the exhaust. Sounds so good. Again, when you drive something like this, you're gonna have a smile on your face all the time. If you need to get around somebody, you're gonna get around them. Like, trust me, this thing can walk down exotic cars. This thing can walk down exotic cars. And you will enjoy making some people angry, because I'm telling you, even in my Dodge Charger, yeah, it was really fast. And this is even quicker off the line because of the all-wheel drive. Yeah, turn-in is so nice. The brakes feel amazing. 6-piston brakes for the win. And yeah, again, this is a bargain for the price point. If you want a Porsche or you want a BMW M or AMG Mercedes, you're gonna pay another $50,000 easily. And even if you get a AMG, doesn't mean it's gonna be as quick as this, because this thing has 710 horsepower. And I think these are just a lot cooler than those. I think that most people recognize this before an AMG. Like, I don't know what AMG means anymore, because I see so many twin turbo, you know, even 6 cylinders, 4 cylinders. I mean, I'm like, I don't even care anymore. But like this, there's no replacement for displacement. Now, really quickly before we end off, here are the numbers on the door. Gross axle weight rating up front is gonna be 3325. The rear is 3940 if you plan on towing. Gross vehicle weight rating is gonna be 7,100 pounds. Now, these are gonna be 20 by 10 inch wheels, front and rear. And then here's that tire size again too. And then here's the payload capacity for this, 1,200 pounds. But I hope you guys liked the video. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller. If you are in the market, again, this is available. And I think this is a great value for the kind of performance you get from the factory.